Hello and welcome to a quick Guild Wars 2 video. I wanted to make this video because I generally wanted to. I've been in the test for Edge of the Mist, so I thought I'd make this video to kind of explain lots of how Edge of the Mist works. So if you don't know, Edge of the Mist is the new map that's coming to Guild Wars 2, and it's a free tier kind of, not necessarily tier, but it's a free like point hold system, a bit like the Eternal Battleground, and I kind of like to think of it as like almost above the Eternal Battleground with Stone Mist in the middle, and this is kind of almost like at the minute there's Aether Blades in the middle, and then you've got like red and etc, and then blue and green, and you've got kind of like here you've got the free tier kind of system, which necessarily doesn't always work as well. And then in Edge of the Mist you've got the same, apart from the fact that it's not server 1, server 2, server 3. It's everyone that's red, everyone that's blue, and everyone that's green all against each other. So you never have a problem with your server having not enough people on it, because it just creates a new overflow within this. Now, there were some problems with Edge of the Mist day 1, but they got it sorted out pretty quickly. They'd obviously just made a little bit of a mess up with the code, and I'm not really surprised. It's to be expected. I mean, they said there was going to be waits with it. So when you jump in, you'll notice that you start off and you have an airship. Each person has an airship, which has the general world of your world stuff, the tutorial, which explains a bit to you, and general stuff. Then you have your main keep. Everyone has one. It starts off with a waypoint. There are no upgrades like in the other maps. It's straight up, bam, you get it, and you get that waypoint. Obviously, if someone attacks that, then it gets contested and you can't waypoint there, same as the normal maps. The other two servers, they also get their keeps. Now, as you can see on this map actually is very neutral at the minute. I expect this one was just kind of almost just created. Because the overflows like, and it's every 3 hours as well, and every 3 hours, whichever server wins gets a supply package to their keep on, I believe it's just EB, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but the main thing on these is about getting the points. Now, you have your main keep, which obviously gives you points. It says there 100 points on capture and 25 points per score on it, which is quite cool. It tells you, that each of these tell you. Now, for each keep, you have 3 strategic points and a supply generator. Now, we'll talk about supply generators in a minute, but the strategic points first. You have 1 strategic point that's outside of the castle's walls. So you can kind of see here we've got the arid lands, and we've got a wall, and then you've got the airport outside, you've got the bell tower outside, and you've got the sanctuary outside here. Or statuary, which is actually just loads of, there's a few statues there. Statuary is a weird word, I didn't even know that existed. But anyway, so you've got these places outside, and these are the easier to take places. They don't require you bashing through these big walls to take them. They require you some, obviously you've got most of these are not easy things to take if people defend them. And they require you actually to work and actually like work on taking them, and then you take them and you get a bonus. So the way it works is in your keep you get a bonus. So for example, in the red keep you get a boon called it's like the overgrowth boon, which you get while you're in there. For the where you get when you're in that area. For the green keep, they get a thing called Snowfall. Now this one's just a stat buff. Snowfall is a really cool buff. It's a debuff on speed. It used to do some other things in the beta, but they've just done it speed, and it's not as like degenerative as it used to be. But it's 30% less speed unless you, I don't know if they still have this mechanic, but before it was really strong, and you had to like interact with a torch to get rid of it because it's ridiculously slow. Now it's not so bad. So it's 30% if you hold all 3, you get the strongest effect, which is like 30% degen for enemies. Now if you hold 1 shrine, you only get 10%, and 2 shrines 20%. So you can take shrines to make it easier for you to attack the keep, or you can attack the keep straight away and not let anyone know that you're attacking it, to kind of give that kind of stealthy option. So that's kind of something you can do. And obviously the arid people have it over here, and they They have, yeah, the Badland turrets. So there's turrets placed around that are kind of almost automated. Some of them that you can actually use, but a lot of them, there's ones that are automated, and they like give you better defense of like the area. That might not seem as strong as maybe a big buff while you're in the area or the debuff speed, but they get better like kind of the general objective things, and I think these two are really strong as it stands. So we'll start at the Red Keep because that's where I am, and we'll kind of move from there. So you get the one in outside, which is easy to get, is normally the weakest. So for the Sanctuary, it gives you siege weapons, and you can use these siege weapons as it says to bombard foes. So you get that kind of like siege weapons. In fact, we'll do all the outside one first. For the bell tower, you get these. There's these bells all around, and we might even show one later on in this video. There's bells all around. There's like one kind of here, and there's ones underneath the map because the map's not 2D. It is in multiple layers. Is underneath. It kind of is almost a maze underneath, and you can like knock people off and use all your different skills to knock people off. And so you have kind of that these bells all around, and if you hold this bell point, you summon spirits of Khodan on those bell points, and they help you fight. And they're almost a bit like the sentries. These sentries are just like normal sentries in World v World, but the bells are also there as well in this area. Not actually in the keep, but outside the keep most of them are. And you kind of get this ally who kind of helps you. It's like, it looks like a polar bear, and it's kind of a spirity, and they kind of help you. They're quite cool. For the Arid, this is probably the worst of their three. They get this the airport, which they give. There's like an event on lots of these. This one has an event where you collect oil, you give it to the guy, and he gives you strike grenades. These, you buy these with World v World tokens, and they like cool down airstrikes. You use them like a consumable, and it cools down like a kind of siege attack on someone. So now for the inside, we've got the altar, which is quite a cool thing. This you you kind of commune with this shrine. It turns you into this elemental ball, which gives you a speed buff, and you can't use any of your skills, and you get one skill which gives you over time. You wait a few seconds, and you have like a ring around you, and then you explode and do lots of damage and knockdown. And you're actually immune while you have that, as well as having that speed boost. It's actually quite cool if you're like just want to have a look around, because you can get that and be immune, get invincibility for 3 minutes. Observatory, you can actually buy sentry turrets. Now these are actually on the trading post at the minute, so you can buy them. They're about silver each. And you put them down, and within their range, it's 1,200 range. They actually show up enemies as little dots on the map, no matter where they are on the map. So you can place these like at important points, and you can like see where enemies are and whether they're coming in. So within the Green Keep, or the kind of the ice area, you've got the Khodan Voice. Now this summons the Khodan Claw. The Khodan Claw is just a general NPC that's quite strong, kind of wanders around and like does damage around the area, and you hold the objective and then you do a ritual to kind of summon him, and that's quite cool. He kind of just generally is, he's got an icon on the map, and he kind of wanders around and attacks people. So now you've got the Forge. Now this is quite cool. There are ice things, like ice nodes all around, and you mine these ice nodes, and they like go into your inventory. You don't have to like carry them and take them to him. They go into your inventory, and then you hand them to him, and he uses that to actually reinforce. He can reinforce your armor, but also you turn those ice orbs into Khodan's hammer, which is a special weapon that one person can pick up and use, and it does lots of damage. So it's quite useful. You can use that to then help you like take the keep, or they can use it to then push out and try and take these towers. For the Arid Fortress, these are my favourite ones. We've got the Worm Tunnel, which I covered first. And this, I'm not exactly sure 100% where these worm tunnels are, and I haven't actually marked them on the map. But there's one you can kind of see. It goes from this entrance here, and it like is a shortcut under there. I don't actually know how the worm. I guess the worm goes like this. There's another one for certain between kind of. I think it's kind of like here, or obviously it's not. Maybe it's like there kind of thing. Maybe it's across here to here, and I believe there's also one here to here as well. but they're kind of just generally for helping you getting around the map, getting quicker, which is really good. Along with, you can see these have actually now become blue now. This is actually really good with this. Now this is one of my favourite ones. This actually transforms you into a Mecha Siege Devourer. Now this Mecha Siege Devourer is a skin that we've not seen before. It's something new to the game. It looks really cool. I saw one on my stream the other day. It looks really cool. They basically are really good at bashing down doors, and they also have a little bit of effect. And you basically talk to this guy and he turns you into them, so it's quite good. You can have like half your army made of them. Then you can use them and you can go through the worm tunnel. It's really good if you want to take these guys, because you can go get this, and then you have a debuff on movement, so they're not as fast, and they can you can then move through the worm tunnel to get here. You can also waypoint with them, which is a little bit weird. Or at least there was someone yesterday at the spawner here with it. So you could like waypoint and then come and attack this if they'd taken this over, maybe you ninja'd over and took the workshop. So that's quite cool. As you can see, these ones, there's like the normal gates, and the enemies on top of the gates are always controlled by the person who controls the keep. So if you control the keep, that'd be yours. Even if you controlled all of these, you wouldn't have the benefit of the NPCs on there. Now is another really interesting thing, is supply generators. Now on a normal World v World map, if we just quickly go over here, you can't actually see it, but you'd have, normally where this is, you'd have your supply camp, and then here you have your tower, and also you have bay, and what you'd have is you'd have a Doliac who'd walk and walk and walk really slowly, and eventually he'd get in, and then he'd walk back again, and someone could intercept him and kill him. Now with supply generators in this, the supply generator, as you can see, is outside the fortress. And what this does is it not only generates supply for whoever holds this, if you hold the keep, this will also generate supply inside the keep. So what you can do is you can take this to literally starve the keep of supply. So it's actually a really cool way, because if you hold this, you still get supply in here. You don't have to worry about it's just over time. At each generator, you will see there is 3 like actual generator things that generate it. Now something to note here, I've seen people go to a supply generator or reactor place, and they kill the generators that are already there. You don't want to do that if you know you can take the point. When you take the point, the generators that are already there come to your side anyway, so you might as well leave them there, so you can take the supply camp and get the generators without wasting supply. You have to spend supply to build the generators, and that ticks the supply more, so you get more supply quicker, kind of thing. I guess if you didn't want there to be supply there for when the enemy took it, it would be a good idea to kill them and then not build them, but you don't want to have to kill them and then build them again, where you could just take it over. There's just a few things to kind of note there. But yes, you can literally starve these places out, and it's the same for these. So this here gets supply from this reactor, this one gets supply from this reactor, this one gets supply from this reactor. So it may be easy and quick for you to go here and in to take this, but then they're going to still be getting supply a lot. Nope, I need to move. So they'll still be getting like supply a lot from this here. So it's worth you sending a group here to attack from this side and take this generator. However, of course, if you do that, then they know, so you might want to take like a ninja group to start weakening this down. Then you take the generator, but then they think you're going to come this way and attack from that way, and so they can kind of do defense. So that's kind of the general like towers and keeps, and as you can see, it's kind of like the map is just 3 keeps and then this center bit. Now you've got certain sentries just around the map, but just general things, give you more point tick and like so you can know where people are going through, kind of thing. Now some of the bridges in Edge of the Mist are also destructible. Now you'll know when a bridge is destructible, you'll move your mouse over it and it will kind of like highlight up and it'll have a health bar. And these can be destroyed. They take like 2 to 3 depending on how many how much Treb Mastery you have hits to like destroy. And they can be used to kind of like fort an army. There is always a way to get somewhere, but you can destroy most of the ways. So for example, the other day we took this supply generator and then looped around onto this, but they destroyed this bridge. So we had to use the supply up that we could have used to build rams to rebuild this, because we didn't want to go round. So it's quite a good way of like being able to deflect yourself, and in that time of course you can then use any supply that's left in here to build arrow carts while they're wasting their time rebuilding the bridge. There are a reasonable amount of bridge that randomly can be like destroyed. Obviously there's like the ones with sentries on can't be destroyed, but there are a reasonable amount. I believe these ones can be destroyed, but this one can't, kind of thing. And you can build like a treb here to kind of like attack certain bridges if you see people coming. Obviously, like you can see this bridge here, you know that it can't be destroyed because it's got a sentry on it. So there are some bridges that you can and some bridges that you can't. You just got to work on that. That's just kind of a general overview. I don't want to like be like doing it. There's not really much more to talk about than this. You can kind of get a general gist of the map. I recommend just going in and just like exploring, especially if your team has the altar or push to get the altar. That gives you 3 minutes of invulnerability there, so you can just get that, and actually then you'll be able to explore like freely for 3 minutes without having to worry about what's going. And you can see here the different layer. You can see here that's actually one of the sentry turrets. Each of these has different mechanics on how to take them, so I'd always recommend looking. So for example, the altar, you have to defeat the elemental. The observatory, there's like 3 layers of things you have to capture, and each like thing has a different mechanic that you have to, so you can see there's the 3 different points. There's different mechanics that you have to look at to be able to get through. You can see here that this bridge, there's no health bar here, you can't actually destroy it. I believe this bridge you can though. So you can see here these ones are, and these will actually, if you build the oil, they will actually man it. So they're actually quite useful. Yeah, so you can see here this bridge can be destroyed. This is a fully destroyable bridge. You could, if you were maybe a guild, you could build, actually there's now a cannon build site here, there didn't used to be. You could actually like build a treb in this tower and set to defending this bridge. So if ever a big Zerg came across this bridge, you could like attack it. You can see here there's like there's a champion to take this, and this actually sets up some super cannons there to help you take stuff. So you get these extra siege weapons that actually let you attack stuff, and you obviously need a few people to take this champion down to be able to take this. You can see here that this bridge is actually destroyable as well, and I believe this bridge is. So yeah, you could actually destroy all the bridges to make sure no one could actually get here if you were kind of that way inclined. I mean, if the enemy has a lot of supply, it will take you a few hits to actually be able to kill this. So you've got to watch out there. So you can see here there's like you can see here like the trolls are attacking the flame rams like by themselves, like I guess a normal thing would be. And you can see here how there's 2 burning oils. It's slightly different on Edge of the Mists. So there's just a lot to kind of watch out for, and you can see they've actually just taken that, so now they can get that invulnerability buff if they wanted. So there's not much more that I really need to, or think that I need to show you in this video really. That's probably about as far as I need to go. If there's any more information that you want to know about that I haven't actually included in this video, please let me know and I can make another video or put some annotations on to show what you wanted to know. I do generally think that the architecture in this map is really nice and all the different things. Also, the other thing to note is the sentry. Whoever holds the sentry will be whoever's map that is. So you can see that it's an ogre because it's from the arid land. So that's kind of like a nice like touch that doesn't really necessarily do anything particularly practical, but it's just quite cool. You can see kind of there's some generators, and there's like that's a reactor, and there's the generators in the background there. You can see that you can take this route, and this bridge could possibly be destroyed, but there's also another route kind of underneath. So there's always ways you can get around stuff, and it's not necessarily 100% like for you to build the bridge, but obviously it might be quicker for you to do that, so it's something new for you to think about. Anyway, that's all for me. If you like this video, please like, share with your friends, let everyone know. We want to get everyone knowing about Edge of the Mists, because it's a new thing, and people might not necessarily know how it works straight away. So thank you everyone for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye.